Hello and welcome to letmebefree.com. This is lesson number 2 of a short series that I'm producing on how to start using my expert advisor known as Zone-Trader Tutor. Now, if you looked at the last lesson, you'd have already understood how to create templates and to drop the expert advisor onto your chart. So I will assume that that knowledge is already there. If not, please go back and review that lesson. Now, in front of us, we have a Aussie dollar 1 hour chart with the expert advisor dropped onto chart with its default settings. So there's a number of things I want to start showing you. Now, in the top right corner we have the title of the expert advisor, which is Zone-Trader Tutor. I'm just going to scroll it across a little bit more to make it a little bit clearer. There we go. Zone-Trader Tutor version 1.35, and then a happy smiling face. If for any reason none of this is here, or the face is a sad face, then something's gone wrong and that needs to be resolved before the EA will start working correctly. You may well see lines on the chart that if that's not there, then they will not be updated and they may not be as they should be. So always make sure you get that happy smiling face in the top right corner. On the other side, on the left, you have the default MetaTrader indications, so the currency pair you're trading, the current time frame of the chart, and the open, high, low and close values. And if I just scroll this across, I can get a slightly better view of it. Maybe I go onto a different time frame and get rid of that. Okay, that's probably as good as we're going to get. So you have the currency pair and time frame, all the other MetaTrader indicators, copyright letmebefree.com, and then you have the trend calculation type, and here it says zones. Now, I won't go into this now, but the expert advisor is capable of turning the current trend on any time frame in different ways, one of them being using zones and one of them using moving averages. So underneath that you actually have what the trend is for each time frame based on the method used. So here we have the monthly is up, the weekly is up, daily is up, but the H4 is down, the H1 is down, and the M30 is down. Next line, you have the current max, highest, biggest daily up moves that have occurred and daily down moves that have occurred. So what it's telling you here, that in the current day, or the current daily candle to be specific, then there's been an up move of 11, just over 11 pips, or just under 12 pips, and a down move of now 29 pips. Now you can see that just went from 28 to 29 if you didn't blink, and so the prices moved down very slightly at the moment. Similarly, you have the same thing for the weekly chart. You can see that there's been only 15 pips up move, which is not very much at all, but it's moved down 123 pips to the downside. So I will out of interest just click to that and you see that we've got a big bear candle, which shows that it may move that a little bit up at the top of the candle, but then it's just plummeted all the way down. Made a slight retracement at the bottom, but not much at all, and that's why the down move is so big and the up move is so small. What that really does is to just give us some idea of how much movement has happened either in the day or in the week in a particular direction. And obviously if there's been a big move in the current day, then you may want to hold off from making any more short trades if there's been a big move down. Similarly, if there's been a big move up, then you may want to hold off making any new long trades, because chances are most of the limit orders placed by institutions for that day or for that week have already been filled up, so we're not going to get too much more movement until the following week. Okay, so looking at the actual chart itself, I'm going to come back to the H4, get my auto scroll going. You can see that there's a number of zones drawn on this chart. I'll just highlight one using a rectangle shape. Here you have a supply zone. It's supply because it's above the current price, and it also has an S next to it, which indicates supply. If you look below price, you have demand zones represented with a D below them. In this instance, you can see that price has been going down for quite a while and it's just touched upon a demand zone. Some people like talking about support and resistance. We at letmebefree.com like to talk about demand and supply. Next to the actual letter S or D, you have a number. And with the default settings, this represents the number of retests that particular zone has had since it formed. So looking at this one here, it's only just formed, price hasn't come back to it yet, there's been no retest, therefore it's showing a 0. The zone above it, S1, you can see that price has come back to it, touched it briefly, and then dropped away from it again. So we've had one retest, which is why it's S1. Here, D3, you see that this first candle here, it's broken away from the zone. It's come back and tested it once here, but not again. So on this first candle, it's tested it once, then it's closed further up. It's come back down, tested again twice, and then carried on all the way up here, all the way back down here, and then it's just retested it again now. So that's the third retest, which is why it says D3. Okay, for the zones themselves, we have the entry line and the stop line. The entry line is always solid, the stop line is always a dash or dotted line, I should say. So that gives some indication of where, if you're going to place a trade around the zone, where you may place your entry and your stop. The colours of the zones actually change according to the time frame they're represented from. So on the 4-hour chart we have purple zones, on the monthly we have green, weekly blue, daily is red, the H1 is magenta or pink, M30 is, let's just frozen up briefly, M30 is orange, and if we have them we don't, then M15 will be lime green, M5 is yellow, and the M1 is aqua blue. We don't actually calculate that as small time frames, although it is possible by changing settings on the EA if you so wish. Okay, I think that's just about all I want to show for the time being. If you did want to see zones from maybe a higher time frame on your 1-hour chart, then this is the sort of thing you can do by changing the settings. I'm not getting into that right now, and this is where the color coding does get really important. So just for instance, you may want to show your weekly and daily zones on a 1-hour trading chart, so you can see the big picture, but you can also see the candles that relate to where you want to place your entries. So I hope that's been useful. I'm going to leave it there for now until the next lesson, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks very much.